My hearts are off to this one man, Rigathi Gachagua, and this is because after the last night interview, one thing that I learned from his media briefing is that he plays like a fool, but his mental faculties are top notch. However, Kenyans thought the DP, Rigathi Gachagua, was mad each and every time that he spoke of shares until yesterday night when Gachagua dropped a bombshell. And President William Samoei Ruto must be very keen with the ongoing impeachment motion against this one man, Rigathi Gachagua. Kenyans have now begun shifting their goalpost from supporting and trusting Ruto's government to trusting the Kenya Kwanza, to trusting the DP, Rigathi Gachagua. For example, Kenyans came to terms with the reality that his analogy of this government is for shareholders when yesterday night he did prove to Kenyans that the shareholder narrative was a well-documented idea that was signed, and even the president, William Samoei Ruto, appended his own signature to it. Remember, during his last interview, he read part of the shareholder agreement that was signed between people like President William Samoei Ruto, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, people like Musalia Mudavadi, and people like Amason Kingi and Alfred Mutua. So, with that at hand, it is now very clear enough that Kenya is run in shares, and it may be too late to withdraw to that. And if I may speculate further, could that be part of the reasons for his impeachment? Or could they be impeaching him for asking for his shares in this Kenya Kwanza government? Kenyans are now alive to the fact that even ironically, the president wouldn't deny that. That is why they have been fighting his consistent defense of the Mount Kenya region, or Murima in quotes, because he's been consistent saying that mufanye kila kitu lakini bora msiguze Murima. And remember, the document he read, he was very categorical, stating that he in person did not sign any bilateral agreement with President William Samoei Ruto. But President William Samoei Ruto, signed a binding agreement between with people like Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Masika Wetangula, kina Amason Jeffa Kingi, and kina Dr. Alfred Mutua. And if I may just speculate further, could that be it came a time that the DP had been requesting or asking for his share, though there is no any binding agreement that he had signed? Now, could that be there is a time that the DP kept on requesting for his shares? That's why President William Samoei Ruto had to flip his card and decide to orchestrate an impeachment motion against his own deputy. Remember, a government of shares could be contextualized or expounded that they could have been selling and leasing everything in his absentia, and they chose to deny him his shares. So what does Gachagua do? He goes to an extent of exposing all rot happening in government. Could that be the reason as to why with his bit by bit, because he's been bit by bit dropping each and every iota of evidence, trying to enlighten and prove to Kenyans that this is what has been happening behind the curtains, and this government is a government that we formed and signed based on my shareholder narrative. But of course, all said and done, President William Samoei Ruto must have been the biggest shareholder of this Kenya Kwanza regime, because if I'm almost to be fair enough, if you just have a look at the kind of appointment all he did, you will absolutely be shocked. All appointments he's made are all and strictly from his own backyard. And if we are just to concentrate on the kind of appointments to some various parastatals that the president did, I kid you not, you're going to side with the DP, Rigathi Gachagua, that Kenya is operational on the shareholder faction. But from where I sit, that has just been my opinion. Let us just sit and wait to see how the impeachment motion is going to take its course. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, you can consider hitting on the subscribe button if you have not. And of course, if you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. Thank you, and may God bless you.